There is a quiet power in absence, a power that is often underestimated, dismissed, or overlooked. Most people believe that attention, constant presence, and ceaseless communication are the keys to connection. Yet, in reality, the most profound effect is created not by words, but by silence. Not by actions that chase, but by a calm withdrawal that allows space for reflection. When you choose silence, when you choose to step back without anger, without bitterness, without chasing, you are not being cold, you are being deliberate. You are creating a vacuum that is filled not by your effort, but by her own awareness. And it is in that awareness that the true value of your presence is revealed. Imagine a garden left untended for a moment. At first, it may seem forgotten, but over time, life finds a way to reach for what was missing. The same is true in human relationships. When you stop filling every moment with your presence, when you stop chasing validation, when you stop responding instantly, she begins to feel the weight of your absence. She begins to realize the depth of what she had taken for granted. This is not manipulation. This is self-mastery. This is understanding the natural law of human emotion. The more scarce something becomes, the more it is noticed, appreciated, and desired. You do not create this scarcity through deception, but through discipline. By mastering your reactions, you master the influence you have over the emotional environment around you. Consider this: when you are always available, when your attention is constantly given, it becomes ordinary. Familiarity breeds comfort, yes, but also complacency. You lose the edge of your presence. Your absence, however, creates tension. Your silence makes her mind turn inward, reflecting on moments that were once effortless, moments that were filled with your attention and care. There is a subtle psychology at play here. Humans are wired to notice what is withdrawn. When you step back, she is left with a mirror of her own feelings, her own dependence, her own awareness of the value she once overlooked. Every unanswered message, every delayed response, every quiet moment in which you do not react becomes a gentle force that guides her to reflect, to feel, and to understand. But silence is not mere absence. Silence is an active presence of restraint. It is the discipline to not react to provocations, to not seek validation, to not fill every void with words. Silence carries with it dignity. It carries with it a subtle authority. And authority, when unspoken, is felt deeper than words ever could convey. Many fail to understand this. They see silence as weakness, as disinterest, as a lack of care. Yet the strongest presence is often the one that does not announce itself, the one that exists without demand, without insistence, without urgency. This is the paradox of influence. The less you seek to control, the more you are felt, the more you are missed, the more you are valued. Think back to moments of absence in your life. Perhaps a friend stopped calling for a while. Perhaps someone stopped responding to messages immediately. How did it feel? Did you not find yourself thinking more about them? Did you not notice the void their absence created? Did you not, perhaps unconsciously, start appreciating the small gestures that were once ignored? Now, imagine this principle, applied deliberately, with awareness, in your relationships. When you stay silent, when you do not react to every impulse, you reclaim your power, you reclaim your emotional sovereignty. You no longer exist to feed the immediate whims of others. You no longer tether your peace to the approval or attention of another. Instead, you allow your presence to be earned, to be noticed, to be felt in the absence of your immediate gratification. And she will feel it. She will feel it more than any words could ever communicate. The human mind is wired to notice gaps, to seek patterns, to long for what is missing. When you are silent, you create a pattern of absence that awakens reflection. Every thought she has about you becomes more precious because it is no longer fueled by your constant presence. It is fueled by her own awareness, by her own longing, by the subtle realization that your presence is not something to be taken for granted. This is not about ego, it is about clarity. It is about creating a space where emotions are purified, where attachments are tested, and where true appreciation emerges. It is about standing still while the world around you rushes, about observing, without interference, about allowing absence to become the teacher of value. Understand this: the power of silence is not passive. It is deliberate, purposeful, intentional. It is a form of respect. Respect for yourself, respect for the relationship, respect for the natural process of awareness. You do not withdraw to punish or manipulate. You withdraw to honor your own inner life, and to allow her to experience the true impact of what your presence had been. The most profound moments of connection often arise, not when we are present, but when we are absent. Absence reveals what is real. Absence strips away pretense. Absence forces reflection. And reflection, when it occurs naturally, brings understanding, appreciation, and desire. Many are terrified of silence because it feels like loss. They fear that if they do not constantly fill the space with attention, they will be forgotten. Yet, in truth, silence ensures that they will be remembered. It ensures that their presence, when it returns, carries weight. It ensures that their value is understood, respected, and sought after. The wise understand this principle intuitively. The unwise mistake constant availability for connection, loud presence for influence, and immediate reaction for love. But love, influence, and respect are not won by noise. They are cultivated through stillness, through discipline, through the quiet assertion of your inner authority. When she begins to feel your absence, notice the subtle changes. Her thoughts will wander toward you. She will reflect on the moments she shared with you. She will start to notice the qualities she once overlooked, the calmness you brought, the patience you exercised, the strength you carried silently. These are not things you have to remind her of. They are things she discovers in the quiet space you create. Do not mistake this for a game or strategy. This is life lived with awareness. This is a mind that refuses to react to every emotional impulse. This is a heart that holds its own dignity and allows others to discover their own. The more you stay silent, the more your absence becomes felt. And in that feeling, true understanding emerges. There is also a subtle timing in this. Silence must be consistent, deliberate, and free from emotional reactivity. It must not be broken by impulsive messages, unnecessary explanations, or attempts to test her reactions. True absence is calm, unshakable, and dignified. It does not seek approval. It does not demand attention. It simply exists, and its impact is profound. You will notice that as you master this art, relationships change. Connections deepen, not because of constant presence, but because of deliberate absence. People begin to value what was once taken for granted. They begin to reflect on the moments they had before. They begin to feel the emotional weight of your presence in ways words could never convey. Silence, in this sense, becomes the ultimate expression of self-respect. It communicates, I am whole without your attention. I am complete without your validation. And yet, my presence, when given, carries meaning and depth, because it is not given carelessly. This is the wisdom of restraint, the philosophy of quiet influence, the power of absence. The more you stay silent, the more she feels your absence, and in feeling it, she begins to understand not only your value, but also the depth of what she has been missing. Do not fear the emptiness. Do not seek to fill it with words or actions. Let it exist. Let it breathe. Let it teach. In that emptiness, understanding emerges. In that emptiness, appreciation is born. In that emptiness, the true weight of your presence is finally felt. And remember, this principle does not apply to just one relationship, one person, or one moment. It applies universally to all human interactions. The one who masters silence, the one who understands the power of absence, becomes untouchable by chaos, immune to unnecessary conflict, and magnetic in their influence. Their value is understood, not by demand, but by awareness. Their presence is honored, not by words, but by reflection. Their absence is felt more profoundly than their presence ever could be, casually given. So remain calm, remain silent, remain present in your own mind, while absent in the eyes of others. Let the world feel the subtle shifts that your restraint creates. Let her feel what she once overlooked. Let absence become your teacher, and silence your most potent ally. In the end, you will find that true connection is not forged through noise, but through stillness. True respect is not earned by insistence, but by restraint. True influence is not created by constant attention, but by deliberate absence. The more you stay silent, the more she feels your absence. And when that realization strikes, it will not be in words. It will be in thought, in reflection, in longing. It will be in the quiet understanding that your presence was not ordinary, that your value was not given lightly, that your attention, when returned, carries weight beyond measure. This is the art of silent influence, the philosophy of absence, the power of restraint, and in mastering it, you master not only the perceptions of others, but the depth of your own self.